friends, I hope you all are doing well. I welcome you all to English-Vinglish, and today the topic of discussion is prepositions. What are prepositions? Prepositions क्या होते हैं? I want to ask this question from you. We have a word preposition. What does this mean? Now this is made by two words. The first is pre and the other is position. What does it mean? Pre means before and position means to adjust something, right? अगर हम प्री की बात करें, प्री मतलब पहले और पोजीशन का मतलब क्या होता है? किसी चीज़ को एक करेक्ट पोजीशन देना, राइट? So if we have preposition, it says that we will form a relation between the subject and the object. क्या होगा? preposition अगर हमारे पास सेंटेंस में है तो उसमें क्या मतलब निकलेगा कि हमारे पास सब्जेक्ट और ऑब्जेक्ट के बीच में एक रिलेशनशिप फॉर्म होगा यहाँ पे, ठीक है? एंड दैट रिलेशनशिप विल बी व्हाट काइंड? It will be a kind of positional relationship. किस तरह का relationship होगा? Positional relationship. For example, if I say, the man is standing under the tree. What does this mean? Man is standing under the tree. That means we have the subject as man and object as the tree, right? And we have a preposition that says under, which defines the position of the man who is standing under the tree. So whenever we have a preposition, it defines the position of a subject with the what? Object, right? So let's discuss the exercises or some important prepositions. So first I would like to ask you, what is the difference between, among and amongst? Quickly. क्या डिफरेंस होता है बिटवीन, अमंग और अमंगस्ट के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस है? क्विकली. ओके, गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू. अब बताइए, वेयर इज बिटवीन यूज्ड, वेयर इज अमंग यूज्ड एंड वेयर डू वी यूज द वर्ड अमंगस्ट? कहाँ यूज करते हैं हम इनका? क्विकली. आई वांट द आंसर्स फ्रॉम यू पीपल. आई एम वेटिंग फॉर द आंसर्स ओनली. बिटवीन, अमंग एंड अमंगस्ट. Okay, let me start this. Between is used when we have two entities, right? Two entities. Fine. Where is among used? Okay. Vanamala has answered two members means, okay, we'll use between for two people. Okay, Pranjali, Pallavi, Yash, you have also answered. Lokesh has answered that we will use between for two entities. Whenever we have two teams, two people or two, anything two, in that case we use two. Okay. Ayushi has told me that among will be used for many people, which means more than two. When we have anything in two, then we'll use what? Between. जब हमारे पास दो से ज़्यादा होगा, when we have more than two, then we'll use among. Now where is amongst use? Amongst का use कहाँ करते हैं? I want you to answer this question. Where is amongst used? Quickly. Amongst का use कहाँ होगा? Okay, among more than two, right? Dipali, you have said it wrong. Right, sorry. Siddharth said amongst for vowel sound. Quick, very good. Now amongst is also used for more than two, but before a vowel sound. Siddharth, you have answered it correctly that amongst also used for more than two. Okay, Dipali ने भी सही आंसर किया है that it will be also be used for more than two, but the difference is when we have a vowel sound after it, then we use amongst. Now let's discuss some exercises over here, right? Distribute the sweets among Ram and Sham. Now you have to tell me what is correct and what is incorrect in this sentence. ठीक है? This property can be divided dash us. Divide the property dash Ishita Ram and Ganesh. Now tell me, what should I place here? Between will be more used for more than two. Arun, you have answered correctly. Quickly, between will be used in the first sentence. Very good. BBK fans has answered correctly. And Shahbaz, Tirupati, Akansha, Pallavi, Sumit. Okay, there is a girl named Anchal Sharma only. ठीक है, आपने भी आंसर करेक्ट किया है. Anant, Subendra, Ajit, you all have answered correctly that when we are saying distribute the sweets among Ram and Sham, we know that there are only two entities. हमें यहाँ पे पता है कि सिर्फ दो लोग हैं, that is Ram and Sham. And whenever we have two entities, we can only use between, so among would be wrong. What we'll write is between here. Fine. Now what is the error in the second sentence? Second sentence पे error क्या है? Dipali has said that amongst should be used. This property can be divided dash us. Second sentence, okay. Abhishek, Abhiroop, Lovely, Nitesh, Atul, Ru, Ayushi. Again, BB के fans has answered among. Sir, your answer is incorrect. अगर आप among answer कर रहे हो तो. Pravat has answered correctly that when we have this property can be divided dash us. Can you tell me what does us mean? Us means बहुत सारे लोग. A lot of people are there, right? And when we have a lot of people, which means we have more than two, right? For more than two, we can either write among or we can use amongst. But here we'll use amongst. Why? Because we have a word which starts with a. है ना? यहाँ पे एक शब्द है हमारे पास जो किससे स्टार्ट हो रहा है? अ से स्टार्ट हो रहा है. अ क्या है? एक vowel sound है. That is why we'll place what? Amongst here. Now tell me what should be the answer for third sentence. Divide the property dash Ishita, Ram and Ganesh. Now I can see Karthik has answered among, Rajat answered among. For last one, should I write among? Between, amongst and between in third. Okay, divide the property between Ishita, Ram and Ganesh. No, we cannot write between here. Tasin amongst. Tasin has answered amongst. Ravindra, you have also answered amongst. Why should I place amongst here? If you say, I shall write amongst here, why? यहाँ पे अगर हम amongst लगा रहे हैं तो हम amongst का use क्यों करेंगे? I want this answer. Third answer is amongst. Okay, among guest. There's no word like among guest. ठीक है? There's only amongst. Okay, Bipal has answered that I have a vowel sound here. So it doesn't mean you write us or all. If a name starts with a vowel sound, then also you will use the word amongst. क्या कह रहे हैं? अगर हम कभी ऐसा करते हैं कि us और all लगा हुआ है तो ये डिफाइन कर रहा है कि amongst यूज करेंगे. लेकिन अगर हमारे पास एक वर्ड है या एक नाम है जो कि किससे स्टार्ट हो रहा है? vowel sound से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, इशिता, तो भी हम किसका यूज करेंगे? amongst का यूज करेंगे. फाइन. Now suppose I replace the names. Instead of writing Ishita and Ram, I write Ram and Ishita. Now tell me what will be the answer. Will the sentence be correct? क्या अब sentence correct रहेगा? Divide the property dash Ram, Ishita and Ganesh. Now will the sentence be correct? क्या अब sentence correct होगा? Okay, Lalit, Amit, Shailesh, Rahul, Pati, Subendra, Apurv. You have answered correctly. Now tell me. Prateek Sharma, you just said among will be used. Okay. Now among will be used. Why? Because here we have a consonant now. और जब हमारे पास consonant आ जाएगा, so we'll place among here for more than two entities. अभी हमारे पास क्या है? Ram, Ishita and Ganesh. We have three entities. That is more than two. When we have more than two and a consonant sound, we place among. We have more than two, we have a vowel sound, we'll write amongst. And when we have only two entities, in that case, we'll use between, right? Now, next is, when do we use by, with or in? Where can we use by, with or in? Next is by, with or in. Now all these perform the function of agency. ये जितने भी prepositions दिए हैं by, with और in, ये तीनों ही agency का function perform करेंगे. Now what do we mean by function of agency? Whenever a work is performed, it can be performed by either a non-living thing or a living thing. It can be countable or it can be uncountable. So what is the condition of using by, with and in? If a person uses it, what will we place? If there is something which is uncountable, what will we use with it? If there is something which is countable and non-living, then what will we use? Quickly, क्या होगा? Within का use, okay, someone has asked me, within का use क्या होगा? I'll let you know later on. अभी बताइए कि यहाँ पे हम किस तरह से यूज़ करेंगे. एजेंसी का फंक्शन जो होता है ये कहता है कि कोई भी कार्य हुआ है तो वो कार्य किसी के द्वारा परफॉर्म किया गया है, राइट. और जब हम बोलते हैं किसी के द्वारा, तो वो किसी के द्वारा, किसी पर्सन के द्वारा भी हो सकता है, किसी नॉन लिविंग थिंग के द्वारा भी हो सकता है. कोई चीज़ काउंटेबल भी हो सकती है, कोई चीज़ अनकाउंटेबल भी हो सकती है. ओके, प्रतीक शर्मा हैज आंसर्ड बाय हैंड एंड विथ इंस्ट्रूमेंट. विथ फॉर पर्सन, एजेंसी का फंक्शन. ओके, आई विल गिव यू वन सेंटेंस एंड देन यू विल आंसर. ओके, सपोज he wrote a love letter dash a feather dash his blood. Now tell me what will you place here? बताइए इस सेंटेंस में आप क्या प्लेस करेंगे. With is used with gadgets. Okay, by for non-living and with for living. आई एम आस्किंग वेयर डू वी परफॉर्म एजेंसी फंक्शन. जब हम एजेंसी का फंक्शन परफॉर्म करते हैं तब हम कहाँ यूज़ करेंगे? बाय, विथ और इन. वी आर नॉट श्योर विद द टाइम राइट नाउ. टाइम के लिए अभी हम यहाँ बात कर नहीं रहे हैं, हम यहाँ पे सिर्फ एजेंसी के फंक्शन की बात करें. नाउ टेल मी व्हाट शुड आई राइट हियर? बाय विद द डूअर. ओके, बाय इज फॉर इक्विपमेंट. आई वांट द आंसर. ही रोट अ लव लेटर डैश अ फेदर डैश हिज ब्लड. व्हाट शुड आई राइट हियर? Quickly. Okay, by for person, with and by. Okay, with a feather by his blood. Is it correct? By a feather with his blood. That is incorrect. By a father. Father नहीं, feather. पंख की बात हो रही, father की नहीं. Father किससे लिखेगा वो अपने लेटर? बताइए. Now I'll tell you the rule behind it. By is used for a person, right? When a work is performed by a person, we use the word by. If we are using with and in, both of them are used with what? Non-living things, right? Now, where is with used and where is in used? With is used when we have countable noun, but it should be non-living, fine. And in is used with uncountable noun. And it should be non-living as well. तो मतलब क्या निकला? जब लिविंग होगा तब हम किसका यूज़ करेंगे? बाय का. और जब नॉन लिविंग होगा तब हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं विथ और इन का. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? व्हेन वी हैव काउंटेबल नाउन वील यूज विथ, व्हेन वी हैव अनकाउंटेबल नाउन वील यूज इन विद इट. नाउ टेल मी व्हाट शुड बी द आंसर. आप बताइए क्या आंसर होगा क्विकली. विथ फेदर इन हिज ब्लड. वेरी गुड. ही रोट अ लेटर विथ अ फेदर डैश हिज ब्लड in his blood. What does this mean? Now he has done some work. What? Writing का काम किया है. किसने लिखा है? किससे लिखा है? एक feather से, किसी के द्वारा काम हुआ है. Who's the agent? Feather and the blood. Feather is non-living and countable. You use with it. Blood is non-living but it is uncountable. That is why we have placed in with it. Right? Now tell me, I'll give you one more sentence. The cake was cut dash me dash a sword. केक काटा गया था मेरे द्वारा तलवार से. ठीक है, केक काट सकता है तलवार से, बड़ा केक था इसलिए. नाइफ से काटे तो नाइफ खो जाता उसमें. नाउ टेल मी व्हाट शुड बी देयर. द केक वाज कट डैश मी डैश अ स्वॉर्ड. द केक वाज कट डैश मी अ वर्क वाज परफॉर्म्ड. व्हाट? द केक वाज कट, राइट? What should be there? Me is a person. What should I place? With feather in his blood. No. ठीक है, with feather in his blood, that is correct. What is the answer for the second sentence? Quickly. Quickly, with a feather in his blood. Okay, I got the answer from N. Kiran, Anmol, Monty, Isha, Ankur, Vinay Kumar, Aniket, Ravindra. You all have answered correctly. Anmol, Abhishek, Purushottam, Trupati, Yashwant. That I'll write by here and then with here. Why are we placing by and with? Because a work is performed, that is to cut a cake, right? Then we have me. It is performed by me and with the help of SWOT. That means we have a countable and an uncountable noun. Sorry, we have countable noun, but one is living and the other is non-living. So me ke saath, with me, that is a person, we'll place by. That is correct. And SWOT is a non-living thing, but it is countable. So we'll use with it. Fine. So this is the correct sentence. The conclusion is when we have person as an agent, we'll use by. If we have non-living thing, we can either use with or in. Agar with use karna hai, it should be countable. If we are using in, it should be uncountable. As we have seen, SWOT is countable. That is why we use with. Blood is uncountable, so we used in. And me is a person, that is why we have used by. Quick. Okay. Mohit has answered correctly. Neelam, Arun, Pratima, Priya Goyal, Priyadarshini, Aman, Kamlesh, Rishiraj, Tyson, you all have answered correctly. Now let's move to the other sentence. Now tell me, what does deal word mean? Deal एक word है, deal का meaning क्या होता है? Quickly, deal की meaning क्या होती है? Quickly, हम बोल रहे हैं deal use करना है. Deal, what does this mean? And how many prepositions do we use? Prepositions कितने use कर सकते हैं? Quickly, Dipendra, Ravi, you have answered correctly. Nitesh, you have answered correctly. That will be placed by and with. Deal is used when we perform a task. जब हम कोई task perform करते हैं तब सही होता है, ठीक है? We can use deal in and we can use deal with as well. Fine. So deal in भी use हो सकता है, deal with भी use हो सकता है. Where do we use? Sudeep, you have answered correctly. Deal in और deal with कहाँ का use होगा? Quickly. Deal in कहाँ use करेंगे और deal with कहाँ use करेंगे? When we have deal in, it says you'll write the goods and services the person deals in. Fine. And if we have deal with, it will write the names of the partners. For example, I'll give you a sentence. It says Ravi deals dash electricals. One sentence. And the other sentence is he deals dash Ram and Sham. Now tell me, what should I place here? Quickly answer. I hope you have answered till now. So tell me, what is the answer quickly? Ravi deals dash electricals, he deals dash Ram and Sham. How to deal with that person? Okay. Suraj has answered that in is used in the first sentence, then with. Anmol, you have answered correctly that in will be used here and then we'll use with here. Okay. Lucky, Prithvi, Sharad, Abha, Saroj, Naren, Pragati, Lokesh, Dikshit, Ankur, Aman, Vibhuti, Vinod, Rajat, Pravat, Sai, you all have answered correctly. What? Ravi deals in electricals. Why have we written in here? Why? Because electricals are the goods that he deals in, right? And if I say he deals with Ram and Sham, that means he has a business with Ram and Sham. So whenever we have partners to write, we'll write with, and when we have goods or services to write, we'll write in with it. Fine. Now let's move to the other sentence. Now we have a very confusing preposition, that is since. Where to use since, where to use from, where to use for. एक कुछ prepositions होते हैं जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा confusion होती है, right? कौन से है वो? Since, from, for or during. Where are these used? Time, when we talk about time, we have the maximum amount of confusion when we write since, from, for or during. So what should it be there? Where is since used, where is from used, where is for used, and where is... Now first tell me what is the difference between since and from, for or during. If we take them as a group, अगर हम इसको एक group की तरह समझते हैं, since और from का क्या मतलब, कहाँ use होते हैं, और for और during कहाँ use होते हैं. Now since and from is used when we have perfect time, right? And for or during is used when we have imperfect time. When we are sure of the time, then we'll use since or from. When you're not sure of the time, in that case you'll use for or during. Now tell me where to use since and where to use from. What is the difference? Now we know that since and from will be used for perfect time. Now where is since used and where is from used? If we talk about since का use हम कहाँ करते हैं? Okay, period of time, you said it right. For and during we use it for period of time. Since point of time के लिए use होता है quick. Okay, since fix के time के लिए होता है. Okay. When we have point of time given, then we use the word since. Apart from then that, if we have phases of life given, like childhood, adulthood, in that case also we'll write since. If we have perfect year mentioned, then we use since. And at last, if we have what? Since can be used apart from point of time, phases of life, perfect year mentioned. Where can we use since? इसके अलावा हम since को कहाँ use कर सकते हैं? Point of time, okay, right? Okay, since point of time, Akash Deep, yes, this is the first class for prepositions. Since 1993, that is correct. That you have the year mentioned, perfect time mentioned. Okay, very good. Part of day. Since morning, since evening, since night. So here we can use since last night or since morning. ठीक है, Kanchan Kumari, you answered correctly that we use it with a part of day as well. Now, I want to tell you one more thing, that since is always related to past tense, right? When we have something that has already been started, ऐसा कुछ जो past में start हो चुका है, उसके लिए हम since का use करते हैं. Now suppose I want to tell you that I'll be starting a business from this Diwali. तो मतलब there is a perfect time but it has to come. एक perfect time है लेकिन वो अभी आना बाकी है. So what we'll do is we'll use from for it. When we mention what? When we mention the starting point, that in that case we use the word from in the context of time. Now where is for used? For is used for imperfect time, that is period of time. Fine. And where is during used? Happening in the period of time. When we have to mention period of time, 2 hours, 2 years, 2 months, अगर ऐसा कुछ mention करना है, what we'll do is we'll use for with it. लेकिन अगर ये बताना है कि उन 2 घंटों में क्या हुआ, 2 months में क्या हुआ, 2 सालों में क्या हुआ, what was happening in that period of time, in that case you'll use the word during, right? Now let's take some examples for it. If I say, she is my friend dash excuse me dash childhood, what will be placed here? She is my friend dash childhood. For last few years, okay, last few years you cannot define last few years कौन से हैं, इस वजह से हम क्या यूज़ करेंगे, for का यूज़ करेंगे, that is correct. अब बताइए period of time के लिए for 2 years or for 5 years ठीक है. For continuous work during का यूज़ होता है, okay fine. Happening, you far better than Mahindra's, okay. that's a different thing. She is my friend dash childhood. What should I place here? The correct usage will be since childhood. Why? Because I told you when we have phases of life, जब हमारे पास लाइफ के क्या दिए हो, फेजेस दिए हो, चाइल्डहुड हो, अडल्टहुड हो, तब हम किसका यूज करते हैं? सिंस का. अगर हम बोले हम सुबह से पढ़ा रहे हैं, आई हैव बीन टीचिंग dash morning. So what is it? It is the part of day. So what we'll do is since morning. If I have to say I have been teaching in career power dash 2015. So what will you say? Since 2015. Why? Because that was a past moment and it has already been started and you have a perfect year mentioned. Right? If I say perfect point of time, that's a year mentioned 2016 जैसे 2015 जैसे हमने आपको बता दिया, तो आपके पास क्या हो गया? एक perfect, okay, ललित, नीतू, कार्तिक, साई, राहुल, मोहन, बिप्लब, Pratik, Gulzar, you have Aniket, you all have answered correctly. That will place since with it. Now I'm telling you another sentence. ठीक है, एक और sentence बता रहे हैं. He works out dash 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Now tell me, what should I place in this sentence? He works out dash 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. क्या लगाएंगे हम? Since morning is correct. यहाँ पे क्या होगा? उजैर ने सिंस कहा है, ठीक है. What should be there? In this sentence, he works out dash 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Now what is it? यहाँ पे आपके पास you have the starting point given, right? You have the starting point 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, Vikas has answered from, which is correct. Shashank said from, which is correct. Quickly, I want more answers. Okay, I got the answer from Aniket, Tirupati, Yatish, Babita, Ritu, Ravindra, Vishal, that I'll place from here. Why are we placing from? Because we have the starting point given, that is 5 am. हम क्यों from लगाने? क्योंकि हमारे पास जो काम हो रहा है उसका starting point पता है 5 am. या फिर I can say that I'll start my business dash Holi. So you have a period of time. So we can say I will what? He works out, I will start my business from Holi. Why? Because Holi is a particular perfect time which defines the starting point of a commencement of my business. क्यों? क्योंकि ये एक commencement जो हमारी business start होएगी तब की बात बता रहा है और एक perfect time mention कर रहा है जो कि होली है, ठीक है. So we can write what? From there. Now if I say here you were sure of the time that it was 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. ठीक है, यहाँ पे you were sure about the time. Now tell me if I give you this sentence, he works out dash 2 hours. Now tell me what should I place? He works out dash 2 hours. What should be the answer? Sindhu, you have answered correctly. Pratik, Triveni, Avinash, Amit, Ajit, Abha, Dilip, Saurabh, Jay, Ishwar, Aftab, Mohan. Who else is there? Shipra, Neetu, Ravi, Mumtaz, you all have answered correctly. Now tell me, he works out dash 2 hours. यहाँ क्या लगाए? For the last 2 days and since last 2 days. Or since last 2 days. Quickly, what should I write here? Okay, Sajan has answered for. Then Isha has answered for. Ranu, Shubham, Aniket, Abhiman, you all have answered correctly that we'll use for here. Now, why are we using for here? Because we are not sure what 2 hours is it, which 2 hours is it. ये 2 घंटे कौन से हैं ये नहीं पता है, but we are sure that it's a period of time and it's an imperfect time. When we have imperfect time and we have period of time, what we'll place is for. If I say he is crying, yeah, he has cried dash the whole night. What should be placed here? He has cried dash the whole night. Now here can you see we have a period of time that is the whole night. यहाँ पे क्या आप देख सकते हो the whole night दिखा हुआ है. यतीश, अभी, अविनाश, ललित, जयप्रकाश, स्वप्निल, यूनिक, अरुण, यू ऑल हैव आंसर्ड करेक्टली. ठीक है, अब यहाँ बताओ, ही हैज क्राइड डैश द होल नाइट. ठीक है, द होल नाइट, it's a period of time and we are saying that happening in the period of time. What happened in this period of time? इस period of time के बीच में क्या हुआ पूरी रात? He cried. So what should be placed here? He has cried dash the whole night. Okay, Pratik has answered correctly. During. Krishna from is incorrect. Okay, Pati, Ajinka, Achal, Rupesh, Pranav, Devendra, Triveni, Ritu, you all have answered correctly that we'll place what? During here. Now why are we placing during? Because we have a period of time and the happening is also given. What happened the whole night? He cried. So whenever we have a happening during a period of time, what we use is the word during. When we have imperfect time but we are not sure of the perfect time, that is why we'll use from. And if we have the starting point, we'll use from. But if the starting point was from past, then in that case we'll use since. अगर starting point past से है तो since लगाएंगे. Starting point अभी आने वाला है तो from लगाएंगे. अगर imperfect time है, पता नहीं है कौन से आवर्स की बात कर रहा है, कौन से ईयर की बात कर रहा है, तो फॉर का यूज होगा. और उस पीरियड ऑफ टाइम के बीच में अगर कुछ होता है, उसकी हैपनिंग बताई जाती है, तो किसका यूज करते हैं? ड्यूरिंग का यूज करते हैं. ठीक है. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मेड ऑफ एंड मेड फ्रॉम? क्विकली आंसर. मेड ऑफ एंड मेड फ्रॉम के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस होता है? What is the difference between made of and made from? Made of and made from. Now tell me, made of और made from के बीच में क्या difference है? Among for two, ठीक है. सत्य प्रकाश, you are right. Among for two. During is correct. Rahul Kanojia, Rahul Kadam, both of you are right. Amit, during was correct for that sentence. Made of clay. Okay, Isha Chaudhary has answered made of clay. What is it used? Made of कहाँ use होगा and made from कहाँ use होगा? Now I'm giving you certain sentences, you'll answer them. ठीक है? The cake is made dash flour, sugar and cream. First sentence is the cake is made dash flour, sugar and cream. Made of describes made of something. Chemical composition changes in made from. Very good. And if I say the house was made dash brick, or if I say the furniture is made dash wood. Now you need to answer and I'll tell you the rule behind it. See, when we have made of, it only changes the physical composition of it. That means the size and shape might change, but the raw material will not change. Made from, here we have the chemical change. That means you cannot take out the raw material once the good is processed. क्या कह रहे हैं? Made of वहाँ use होता है जहाँ पे physical change होता है. For example, if I give you wood, what you can make is you can make a chair out of it. आप उससे chair बना सकते हैं, right? तो क्या chair बनने के बाद वो wood कुछ और बन जाएगी? नहीं, wood तो wood ही रहेगा ना. That means वहाँ physical change आया, the size and the shape of the wood changed, but it was wood only. So there was only physical change. Now suppose if I tell you to make a cup of tea, right? तो अगर हम cup of tea बनाने को बोलते हैं, what you do is you mix milk, water, sugar, tea leaves, everything, and then when it is ready and it's served, तो क्या आप कप में से टी लीव्स को या फिर चाय टी लीव्स को या फिर शुगर को या मिल्क को या वाटर को अलग कर सकते हो? When it's served, क्या आप इन सब चीज़ों को अलग कर सकते हो? No, you cannot. That defines the chemical change. So where we write made from when we have a chemical change. Now the cake is made dash flour, sugar and cream. These all are mixed. एक साथ mix कर दिए जाते हैं. क्या बनने के बाद? Can you take them out? क्या आप उसको अलग कर सकते हो? नहीं कर सकते. What we'll write is made from here. If I say the house was made dash brick, now certain people say bricks, कुछ लोग bricks बोलते हैं, but bricks is a wrong English, ठीक है? Bricks कोई word नहीं होता है, bricks is only an organization that spells B-R-I-C-S, right? तो bricks कभी नहीं बोलेंगे, हमेशा brick ही बोलेंगे. Now what should we write here? If the house was made dash brick, if I say the house was made dash brick, if you break that house, what we write is, we can only get brick out of it, so what we'll place is of. Why? Because there's a physical change, but there's no chemical change in it. The furniture is made of wood. So when we have physical change, we'll write off with it, made of, and when we have chemical change, then we write made from. So this was the end of prepositions. We'll come up with one more video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed your comments as well. Thank you so much.